name is Maxine Bedat. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Zady, also a Barnard grad and a Columbia Law alum, but didn't quite get to the business school. But excited to be here today talking about Zady, which is a shopping and lifestyle destination for the conscious consumer. That is not me. None of those are working. Any ideas? Me? Not me. Well, I can start to tell you about Zady. You'll just have to see my name up there. We are a shopping lifestyle destination for the conscious consumer. We launched 2 years ago. I just graduated from law school, and we had a couple of months. I got married, and we launched the company. And it was really starting from my work as a lawyer. I was working at the Rwandan Criminal Tribunal. And I remember not really enjoying that experience, but what I really loved was going to visit markets. And it was the first time I grew up in Minnesota. So it was the first time that I actually got to see how things were made, that they didn't get made at the back of the Target store that I worked at. And I remember, and I saw this basket, and I had visions of coming back and filling my room with these baskets, and I went and tracked down the village that it was made. And I saw, when I arrived at this village, on the left side, it was all dried fish, like all dried fish stalls. And on the right side of this main road, it was all baskets, like Basket City, thousands and thousands of baskets. And I was like, how would a town be known for dried fish and baskets? Like, I don't understand how one has to do with the other. And lo and behold, I went around the main street, and I saw that the town was by a river. And so the river obviously has fish in it. That's why you have dried fish. And the river also creates reeds on its banks. And then I discovered that baskets are made from reeds which grow by rivers. And it was this aha moment that shouldn't have been an aha moment. And I just kept thinking, God, I should have known that. I should have had this connection. I should have had that realization that that's why those things came together. And I couldn't get it out of my mind. And then I got to go and see how this basket was made and see how this artisan knew, in their head, how to do these amazing patterns. And I fell in love with that. I fell in love with that connection. I fell in love with that understanding. And I just couldn't see things differently after that. It was like a whole new lens on the world. And I kept, I went back and I just kept thinking about this. Well, how are my jeans made? Or how is my t-shirt made? Or, how is it all connected? And as I start to just dig into it, first just out of curiosity and interest, I saw that a lot of the problems that we read about in the world are connected to the fact that we don't know where our things come from. So whether it's global poverty issues or climate change and pollution, well, it turns out that the apparel industry is actually the second most polluting industry in the world after oil. Oh, there we are. Okay. I'll just finish this part, and then I'll jump into that. It's the second most polluting industry after oil, and 1 in 6 people around the world work in some part of the apparel industry. 98% of those don't receive a living wage. So I realized that what we put on our body every single day actually impacts those things, and we have a lot more power than we think we do over the future of both the planet and its people. So in technology companies, people love to say it's like a this for that, like an Airbnb for dogs. We're the Whole Foods of fashion. That's what we've been given. We'll take it. And what we think it comes from is that we really dig into the story behind how a product comes to be, I guess in the same way that Whole Foods does that. And for our storytelling and for making, I think, transparency the new black, Fast Company included us in its world's most innovative companies. Okay, so we're targeting the millennial generation. I feel like probably in business school context, you talk about this all the time, but I'll just quickly say it's such an exciting time to work in social enterprise because us as a generation are really interested in this. We want our lives to have meaning beyond ourselves, and we want it to all matter. And so it's such a great time for any social enterprise, and it's a great time for Zady because there's a consumer base and a customer base that's really excited and clamoring to have that connection and to be able to purchase their values. Thank you, Boston Consulting Group. Okay, so I said this statistic before. Apparel is a $2.5 trillion industry, some say. It's the second most polluting in the world, and 98% of the 1 in 6 people in the world that work in the industry are paid less than a living wage. And our aim is to change that. So what we've done is, this actually just launched yesterday, so we're very excited about it. It's the new standard. And what we were finding is that there's so much misinformation in the industry just about what does sustainability mean in terms of apparel. And because of that misinformation, consumers are being really led astray. So, people will say, oh, it's bamboo, it's green, it's natural. Bamboo is essentially rayon. And yes, bamboo itself is a sustainable grass, but the process to make bamboo fiber is not a sustainable one. So what we did is, we first just had this information that we were collecting for ourselves. And we realized that the consumer needs to get this information first. We need to empower our community with this information so that then they can go and make the right decisions. It can be the right decisions about Zady or just the right decisions about buying clothes generally. And so the new standard, you can click on any piece of the world and it will show you how fashion is impacting all of these pieces. And then we also, everything is very design-centric, and as a social enterprise, that's so important that we haven't let any of those pieces go. Everything starts with design. So even the information sharing that we do, people love infographics, and it helps because we don't have to do advertising on this. We're just giving consumers and citizens information, and then we live in this data-driven world, so there's a real hunger for that, and a hunger for to have it beautifully done. So we release these out in the world, and people just share them. Okay, this was a beautiful video, but I submitted my deck too late. So what you can do is, this is the process of our sweater. This was the first piece that we launched in November of last year. And what we did is we tracked down to the farm exactly how the product came to be. And it started in Sheniko, Oregon, where the ranch is. It's a beautiful ranch out there. Went to the wash house in South Carolina. And then this was in Pennsylvania, where we were doing the spinning and the dyeing. And then we ended up in California, which is where the knitting happens. And it was important for us to be truly transparent. This is transparent both in the issues that we face, but transparent in the beautiful process that clothing can be. You can't tell it's a beautiful video, so you will have to trust me, or you'll have to check it out yourself. But what we're doing is building a real authentic relationship with our community, with citizens who are interested in this space. And that is so important for our brand, that it's an authentic relationship. This is a very different brand than traditionally brands have been, where you have this creative director that is telling you what is cool this season, and then you have to go and buy it. It's really community-driven, and people are a part of this movement. They're a part of the brand, and that's because we have a very authentic relationship with them. And this is our collection, and I think also what's so important as a social enterprise, it's design-driven. Everything starts with design, so we have a wonderful Italian designer that has put together our collection that reflects the values and everything that we've learned through the new standard. And the collection is based off of our lives and how we have the same clothing that we go to work and then we go out with friends, and we want to have that sort of flexible lifestyle, and it's a modern lifestyle as well, and so the clothing reflects that. And I will conclude here with our friendly sheep. We are from field to garment. We're re-envisioning the future of fashion. Thank you so much.